Distilled water. It takes all of the impurities out of your joints. It's the best water that you can drink. Distilled. Doesn't matter where you get it from. Does matter, however, the quality. I personally would not recommend drinking spring water, tap water, or any other types of water unless you know exactly where it comes from. Now, distilled water, for it to be distilled, it has to be evaporated, and then it has to be brought back from its water vapor form to its water state. Then it's distilled. The only thing that's in distilled water is carbon dioxide, which actually blends in with the water when you put the water in the container. And that is the reason why, your electrode meter will probably read like 0.01 in the 100th place. That's why. That's the only impurity that's going to be in distilled water. And that's because, like I said, once the water comes in contact with the container, it's going to pick up carbon dioxide. So once that water touches that container, you got carbon dioxide. It's going to pick it up and it's going to automatically be in your water. But that is not so much of a problem as washing your hands in some water without soap and that water still being cleaner than the water that comes out the tap. And I've watched that experiment. The guy put some water in a container, used one of those light up electrode things, and the distilled water, when he did it, the light didn't come on. With the tap water, it came on like there was wires in that water. Like seriously. This man washed his hands in the water and also added like a few impurities like pepper and just different things, and the water was still cleaner than the water that came out the tap. And the thing was, when he asked the people that watched him wash his hands in the water, he said, well, come on and take a drink. They looked at him like he was crazy, like, I'm not drinking that. You just put your hands in it. And his point was, but you're going to drink that water out the tap. And the guy was like, well, yeah, sure, if I have to. He's like, would you drink that water out the tap if you knew exactly what happened to that water before it got to you? See, it's just the thought. People see that. If you could see what they do to the water. I mean, there was a situation, you know what I'm saying, where the guy evaporated a gallon of water from the tap. It took him a while, but it was fur in the water. So he called up the city water supply, the waste treatment plant, and they told him, oh yeah, there was a creature in the water. We couldn't tell what it was because it had decomposed so much. And the guy was like, well, why didn't you tell no one? He was like, oh, we just put a little more chlorine in it. That was the solution to the problem. They put more chlorine in it. Distilled water is the best water that you can drink, folks. And the thing about it, the elite, they know that distilled water is clean. And what they're going to try to do, if they already haven't done it, is they're going to try to either give you misinformation or they're going to try to do something to the water itself under the guise of trying to save humanity. The Hegelian dialect. It's a mother. But I tell you what, it's still better than any other type of water. And if I was you, I'd find a way to evaporate water at home or use some type of, filtration system. But definitely think about the water that you're drinking, because all waters are not the same. And water with impurities, what happens is it builds up in your joints, it builds up in your soft tissue, it builds up everywhere in your body. What do you think is going to happen to a body that has all of those impurities in it? Over years, those impurities, if you could see them would be like a sandbox inside of a bucket. And it would be probably halfway full with impurities. That's how much stuff is in your body from just drinking water, folks.